Hi, welcome back to channel TrainStation 2. Alright, the third competition progress update. I guess the effect of the 100% is kicking in for the gem rich field. Just because of that, probably I managed to maintain and climb to the second spot. I believe some of the players have already arrived at their destiny of 100% complete. It may be a happy event as they thought, but it is not. What I'm trying to say is that if you have been watching my previous videos or my series, I've been always mentioning the effect of 100%, i.e. the bad effect of that. Generally, once you complete 100% of the event maps, what's going to happen is that the quantity of the items that you need to deliver would be add-on a percentage. So that means that, imagine this, you have about 300 plus quantities to be delivered. There may be a percentage added to it by the system. Of course, I won't know how many, but generally it should be worse off than people who have not completed 100%. So that's it. It just means that those people who have been staying on the 99%, or what I always call the 99% strategy, will have a competitive advantage. Alright, so you can see this Kalaji here, the one that's been jamming a lot previously in the previous competition, is again doing really well at the start. I believe that's the last few bursts whereby he or she, I'm not too sure, would have completed that last 25/25 job. Once you do that, generally what's going to happen is that the 1/25 job, the new series, or the round 2 we call it, would be basically 20 EP. And with just 20 EP for all the 4 jobs, you'll be just struggling to get 80 if you complete all 4. And that in the second round, we all know by now, the quantity is huge, like 400 plus items need to be delivered in order to earn that 20 EP. Sometimes it's really terrible in terms of the rate of return. You deliver so much, but for such a tiny returns of a small 20 EP. And even though you progress gradually in the 1/25 to probably 10/25, you are no better. Generally, that's how it worked in round 2 itself. But what's make worse is that once you have completed 100%, your 400 plus items to be delivered could have an add-on percentage. Maybe you could reach like 500 plus. And that's it. Every single job has an added on percentage. So generally what's going to happen is that you'll be worsened off by everyone compared to everyone else who haven't complete. So that's it. That's the effect I want to see, and I think I'm seeing it right now in this competition, and exactly in this video I'm going to show you. So what's going to happen is that you will see me try to struggle initially, trying to get to even the top 5. We're staying at 4th place or 5th place, and generally now I managed to climb to the second spot, and I think there's a gap between the second and the third guy there. Alright, back to this. In terms of the percentage, the bonus you can see there, the methodology has been that they wanted to add a bonus percentage to the losing team so that to make it more competitive for the other teams itself. But I think there's a total flaw in this arrangement. Why so? Generally what's happened is that the first round there's no bonus, that's for sure, because everybody is at equal footing, assuming, but it's totally wrong. Because a lot of people may have joined swimming through forums or whatever. I mean, there have been friends who have telling me join the swimming team because that's the leading team. Of course, in terms of winning, I should have joined and not against just passion, because I wanted to do football because of passion, but I think that's a wrong move, and I think I should have listened and joined the swimming team instead. Majority of people joining swimming, of course the completion rate or the percentage rate is basically better than any other teams, but that said, what's going to happen is that generally they want to add a percentage to make it more even, but the percentage is really poor in terms of the judgment core of how they have added a percentage and how they arrange it is total flaw. So why I do say it's total flaw? Because if you take a look at the first round when you played, swimming is first and football is last. How would you put the same percentage of the 3rd and 4th position of additional just 2%, exactly the same? It shouldn't be that way. It should be a tiered approach, which means that the 2nd place, 3rd place and 4th place would have a separate bonus tiered system. Generally, if you want to add a bit of bonus to the second one to make it more comparative to the first one, you add assuming 1% as per what the example they have used. Then the third place could be a 2%, and then the fourth place will be a 3%. At least there's a third approach that makes it a slightly competitive edge. But no, Pixel Federation did a wrong move by putting the third and fourth position at 2%. And I think 2% is ridiculous. It doesn't work. Generally, based on that experience and based on what they have already seen from their own records back end in the system, generally the first sport is still swimming. And even though they put 2%, it's not working. And you know what? They do a double. They put 4% right now into football, which is the last team, and they put 3%, I think, on the other teams. So that doesn't really work. I think that's really, short of a better word, it's really dumb. How would you able to do such a methodology and assume people at the less favored football team be able, just because of 4%, do better than swimming and even the rest? So based on the end of the results from round 3, I think they will know that they are foolish to believe that by adding a 4%, they expect the swimming team to be able to stay behind by a little and the football team to catch up by a little. That's not working. So generally, I think that is really poor in terms of judgment. So I believe by the fourth round, if they can still fine-tune things, they'll be about like 5%, because I do not see them as very reasonable or rational people. Alright, that said, enough of those grumble. Apologies for that. But what I'm trying to say generally is that if you are in swimming team, good for you. But if you're a football team like me, I'm sorry to say, we're going to lose all 6 rounds. That's expected, but not expecting a lot of losses. It's just 300 keys in total, 50 summer keys per round. 6 rounds is a short of 300 keys if you're not getting first but fourth. Alright, so now you can see here I'm climbing back to the second spot. Initially it was first and then dropped to fourth. Generally I believe people like Kalaji is doing the last bit of their job. You can see the last bit job, 24 jobs, /25, 64. Some of the 25/25 is 64 as well. That's why there was a huge jump in terms of the EP returns. But once they hit that and they completed that, good luck. They're not going to catch up. Quite happy in that context that they're not catching up and we're creating a gap right now. So of course, you may be wondering what happened to the first guy. Okay, maybe I'll share with you. The first guy was placed third in the last round, whereas I'm on the second as usual, and the third guy right now, Kalaji, is the first. So I believe the progression of Kalaji is so much advanced compared to the two of us. So in other words, the first guy is catching up by doing all the heavy weightlifting initially, and now he's gripping all the rewards and now getting all the 64 EPs and whatnot and climbing to the top spot. If the first guy is applying the 99% strategy, he would have similar competitive advantage like me. But if he's rushing all the way just like Kalaji, eventually there'll be a stop to him because he'll be an added penalty in that context. You can see here now he's 520. I'm really hoping that he's pushing all the way to 100%. So in other words, I may have a chance. The only sad thing about this competition is it's a short competition. Had it been a 3 days competition, I'm quite confident I'm able to surpass both of them. Of course, provided that they do not jam, but that's really unlikely because they've been jamming all the way in the previous round likewise. So is expected. I mean, generally people who are jam rich, I really I think appreciate them because that means two things. One, they are buying using real money. That would be totally great because that gives us a free game. Or two, they are supporting the related or the affiliated games that Pixel Federation partnered with, which again generates Pixel Federation revenue and allow us to have a free game. So in both contexts, they are the paying customers and we are free to play. We got to thank them. Even though we lose, it's expected because you're not able to compete with pay to win. That's really something that free to play have to give up. What we try to do right now is sometimes take the chance, lead with faith by starting late. Starting late between 8 to 12 hours because you do understand that you need at least 36 hours. So in a 48 hours game like this or competition like this of 2 days, you cannot join if you join 12 hours late beyond, i.e. you join the 13 hours, you'll be disqualified, you can't join at all. That'd be worse. I've tried once, I've never tried again. Try your best to have starting late of 8 to 10 hours so you're not caught in a situation whereby you're disqualified from competition itself. But that said, I think generally, if you could, sometimes do some adjustments. If you're always meeting with really active players, when you do 8 hours, 10 hours late, try to adjust it if possible. It's not cutting your sleeping time, then 6 hours late. So try to adjust a timing that's good for you. But again, this may be random sometimes because it's very tough to know and to catch that timing. I'm trying to. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Good luck. Goodbye.